Why, hello there. My name is Dr. Angelica. How are you doing today? Not so good, not so good. Well, perfect. That means you've come to the right place. We do have your results from your lung examination. We will be reviewing the x-ray, but first and foremost, I'm just going to be conducting a very simple examination just to make sure that we didn't miss anything in the original examination. I'm going to be taking your heartbeat and also your breath and just checking that that your lungs are not going to be I just need to check how you're breathing essentially. So if you don't mind, it's going to be a little bit cold. I'm going to be asking you to just lift your shirt up a little bit for me. Perfect. I'm going to be pressing this against your skin right here, and I'm going to be asking you to take in a deep breath. All right? Perfect. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in for me. Hold. And exhale. Perfect. Now we're going to repeat the process again. Take a deep breath in for me. And hold. And exhale. Perfect. All right, if you wouldn't mind just turning around for me. You do mind? Well, that's perfectly fine. I'll just come around to you. I'm just going to come around here very quickly. Just find this right here. Okay, perfect. Okay, now take a deep breath in for me. And hold. And exhale. Perfect. Now once more, I'm going to be going on this side, and I'm going to be taking your breath and pulse, okay? And take a deep breath in. Hold. And exhale. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Ouchie. Now, I'm going to be taking your eye exam just real quick. I'm going to be checking to see how your eyes are doing, the veins in your eyes, if there's any sort of stress, if there's any sort of like broken veins or stressed out veins. I really want to make sure that whatever is going on in your eye health perfectly reflects what stress and tension your body might be going through, especially when related to the respiratory system. So just give me one moment, okay? Brace yourself, look directly at me, right here on my nose. Keep looking right here on my nose. Just going to be looking very closely just to check. I'm going to be lifting your eyelid a little bit up just to check how your eye health is doing, how your veins are doing. Okay, I'm just going to be lowering it down just a little bit. Okay, perfect. Just to check how your eye health is doing, the veins. Look this way for me, please. Now look to the left, my left. Okay, now look to your right, which is also my left. Now look to my right. Perfect. Now look to my right. Perfect, okay? Now I'm going to be inspecting the other eye. So if you wouldn't mind, once again, just keep looking at my nose. Perfect, perfect. Now I'm just going to be lowering this eyelid real quick. Look to the left. Good. Look to the right. Good. Lifting up the other eyelid. Look to the left. Good. Look to the right. Perfect. Now once again, I'm just going to be inspecting the general health of your eye. Look to the left. Perfect. Look to the right. Perfect. Okay. Now once again, just try to follow the light. Just follow the light wherever it goes. Just want to check how your eye health is doing in general. Just to kind of see if there's any veins that are overstressing themselves through daily wear and tear. Okay. Very good, very good. Very good. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I did notice a little bit of stress going on in your eyes. This is fairly normal. You do seem to be having some marbles inside of your lungs. Yes, it is truly an unfortunate series of events here. Tell me, do you see this little colorful thingamagoo? Okay, perfect. I'm going to ask you to merely pick a color, whether it be magenta or blue, and just focus on how it drips downwards. Do you feel like the colors are communicating to you? Do you feel like it's telling you something cryptic, something that needs to be said? For example, it could be casual conversation, it could be something a little more profound, but do you feel like it is speaking to you? Keep focusing on your chosen color. Do you feel like it is speaking to you? Yeah. Restart the conversation. Do you feel like it is speaking to you? It is. This is perfectly normal. We see this all the time. It is a fairly common occurrence. I'm going to take a quick call though before we proceed to the respiratory department just to confirm the results from the x-ray. Give me one moment. I just want to make sure that nothing was done wrong. Excuse me. Wrong digit. We gotta start this from the top. Hello? Hello? Bonjour. Le lung department, s'il vous plaît? Thank you. I'm on hold. Just like your breath. Ah, yes. Dr. Gustav. If you will, I have a patient with me. Patient 534077594. I have their file and their x-rays before me as well, but I just wanted to confirm that this was a lung x-ray. I don't want to misdiagnose the patient. Correct. So it was, okay. So those x-rays are, okay, they're perfect for that. Okay, perfect for that. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you could tell me by chance to supplement the information I already have? Correct. The marbles are in the lungs. They do communicate with the color magenta and blue. Which color do they prefer? I don't know if they'll be able to tell me that. Which color did you prefer, magenta or blue? Yeah, I didn't understand their answer. Okay. Yeah. It's predictable? Okay. 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 Okay, that makes sense. Oh, so that's the prescription. Interesting. Very archaic. Ancient. Retro, if you will. But if that's the prescription, that's the prescription. Perfect. Anything else? Nothing else? Okay. Excellent. Take care. The doctor has informed me of some details, and we will get to those details after your x-ray has been examined. So, how are you currently feeling? Interesting. Well, this is not an uncommon diagnosis. This is actually quite common. So, as you can tell here, we have your x-ray. Now, as you can tell from this little spot right here, there are some marbles lost in your lungs. Operation is not on the table because they seem to have fused with your natural biology. They seem to be now chemically involved with you, and to remove it would be more like removing a liver. You know, it seems inextricable. It seems like death might befall you if you were to have these marbles removed, because you are now part marble. It's much like a cyborg, but instead of tech, it's marbles. So you currently have marbles on this side right about here and here and here and here and here. So these marbles lead us to believe that perhaps an ancestor was perhaps marble, when it seems like perhaps like an ancestor, perhaps like a great-great-grandmother or a great-great-grandfather, mated, connected with a jar, a bag, a stack of marbles, and now your ancestry is showing. It might skip a couple generations. Your great-great-grandchildren will be also part marble. We'll see how that manifests. You did get the lighter benefit of it. Some people are born with marbles for eyes, hence why we had to conduct the eye examination. You only have it within your lungs, so you breathe marble. I'm going to be putting this to the side. Now, fear not. Of course, this comes with non-human qualities that have been causing some of your maladies lately, but rest assured, these are not necessarily maladies. These are merely adaptations, evolutionary adaptations that your body is taking in order to live. You are merely acting in accordance to a human being who has marble DNA. So I am merely going to be further inspecting you because you do seem to be someone who is quite a fascinating case, and then I will be prescribing you your lifelong prescription, which will mitigate some of the more non-conforming tendencies, because not everyone is part marble, and you can go on about your part marble life. How does that sound? Good? Good. So, I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of an examination here. So, this is something that you might want to expect. Your language has been a little bit impaired. It's not really impaired. It's perfectly suitable to your current existence. It just deviates from what we consider the norm for humans, but you are not the norm, for you have marble DNA. So, you are the norm for humans with marble DNA. So as you can notice, this little crux right here, little crux right there, right about here, that now has your language acquisition, and your language acquisition only acquisises marble language. What is marble language? It reflects in you being able to communicate with colors, with you being able to communicate with glass and plastic. Your fellow friends, much like you're able to communicate pretty effectively with human beings, you are also able to communicate pretty effectively with your marble counterpart. So this will now store up your language acquisition when it comes to substances such as glass and plastic, and also colors. So I'm going to be putting away this little skull. Oh, and for future reference, if your great-great-grandchild, which obviously you probably will not see unless you have a teen pregnancy, and then your child has a teen pregnancy, and then that child has a teen pregnancy, let's say at 15. So 15, and then when you're 30, you'd have a grandchild, and then when you're 45, you'd have a great-grandchild, and then when you're 60, you'd have a great-great-grandchild. You could even see your great-great-great-grandchild if that child has a child at 75. And if you live long enough, you could see your great-great-great-grandchild at 90. That I mean, if that is the case, then your great-great-grandchild would have marbles for eyes. It is completely 100%. You could still see them. They're still able to work like and function as visual tools. It's just going to be marbles. So they're gonna have to see a specialist for that, which even in the year of whatever it is that great-great-grandchildren exist for us, I still don't think those would exist. But nonetheless, we adapt with time. I'm going to be putting them right over there, and I'm going to be putting this right in my pocket. So now onto your prescription. So something that we have found to be very effective for those that have part marble DNA is something a little more on the archaic side. It is called cocaine. Not to be mistaken for crack. Of course not. Oh my god, no. That's untaxed. We don't endorse non-taxed drugs. We only endorse taxed drugs that are patented and completely for profit. So the benefits are that they will allow you to really adapt and quickly maneuver through both aspects of yourself, whether that be your marble counterpart or whether that be your human counterpart. It'll also help you to really refine and sharpen up your emotional and mental cognitive capacities. It'll also help you to feel a little more aware and alert, a little less perhaps emotionally susceptible, although of course one of the consequences is I'm sorry, I think I tasted some of the prescription. So this is going to have basically all of your meds. Oh, sorry. My stethoscope. I thought it was a grim, ghostly hand touching my shoulder, and I was about to say, I did not consent to be haunted in such a fashion. My current mental and emotional state will not currently facilitate my understanding of the afterlife right now, and I would really appreciate not having that level of enlightenment because I didn't ask for it and I didn't want it. So I'm going to ask you to outstretch your marble hand. Perfect. There you go. You take that. It's going to be a bag a month, so you just measure that out. You know yourself best in that respect. And come back for refills. If you don't come back, it's going to indicate to me that you perhaps aren't taking your recovery from being half marble, half human seriously. Why, yes, of course. I mean, my goodness. Ritalin was a street drug. How many drugs on the market currently used to be criminalized and legal, and now they are completely fine and legal? And how many drugs were legal and not criminalized, and not criminalized and illegal? I mean, really, the only thing that differentiates the two of them are who's making profit. Nonetheless, we will be keeping your lungs silencio. We will be keeping your lungs here just to have further examination of it, just to make sure that we are fully aware of what it is that is going on, and that we can continue on with your case, learning about it, making sure that we're fully well-versed and studied over it. We want to make sure that you're not going to be neglected or feel like overlooked. You definitely are going to be our new little medical subject of interest and study. You piqued our interest, and now it's like, what fun. I hope you don't mind. I really just want to take one last quick look at you, just to kind of probe around just a little bit. Interesting. You are truly a fascinating case. Fascinating case. Very fascinating. Intensely fascinating. So, are there any questions for me? No? None? Nix. Well, I hope hope you have a grand old day then. Take care. Bye-bye. And come back.